Hey guys, Bryce here, and welcome to Ogre Battle. This is the Castle of Warren, starting out with a simple map to get you used to the game. First things first, you want to head over to this empty island. You might say, why do we want to go to an empty island? Well, you might think to yourself, why would we want to go to an island? Because it's fun. It's fun, guys. You get to go on vacation. But also, more importantly, you will find something of potentially amazing value. A buried treasure. And we have got ourselves a Mikado sword. Mikado sword, you get any sort of random weapon here. And we're going to move our guy out here towards this little village over here. You can liberate towns to collect extra money, to raise your reputation, do other things of that nature. As you can see, it'll tell you what you need for liberation. If you can outdo the hearts with your liberating team to do with alignment, which we will get into as we get into the bigger maps, you can raise your reputation based on who's doing the liberation. But that'll matter more once we get multiple units. For now, you just liberate everything you can because you got one unit and you just make do with what you got. So you notice that the day is now cycling to night. This will become important later with what units are in use and who you're fighting, but again, this will matter more once we get into a map with multiple units. But let's liberate the town. Liberation. Oh yeah, and every time you liberate a town or a temple, you will get the option to pull a card, and I pulled a fortune card, which can give you reputation or take reputation. Up to 1 to 3 points either way. We only got 1 whole point, but it's better than losing. And we'll keep that card. We can use that later if we need to in battle. That's where tarot cards come into effect, and again, we will get to this. And there's some good information. You need money to run an army. Europa's leading the way. So now you might say, oh, going to that temple, right? Oh, no, we're not. We're going to go check out yet another island. And you're going to say, what's on this island? Buried treasure? Well, I mean, that would be the sensible thing to observe and annoy and enjoy and do. But my, oh my, that is not the truth that is going to be dropped upon your domes. Why, no. There is a walled city that was invisible, but is now visible. So temples and towns can be invisible.
Liberation.
Oh my, it's ridiculous. Let's see what we get for the card pull this time. We get the Emperor card, a very useful card. This will not only raise our charisma of all the unit's characters, but it'll be a very important card to use in battle. Let's say hello to Lanz, a former Zenobian knight. He is a great guy to have on your side, and he comes with a unit in hand. We will take a look at his unit in the next video. But for now, just enjoy some story, and this will tell us how to deploy a unit, but we don't gotta worry about that. That's none of our concern. I wish I had some tea to sip on, because that's how much little concern it is of mine. No, instead, let's go see the temple. The Rashia Fallen temples, I'll have to do with the people who worship the Rashia Fallens? No, I think they're Roshians, actually. And they're oppressed by the Empress Endora and the Highlands, and that is not good for them. But it's good for you, because most of them will side with you. Let's see what's up at the temple. And they don't have names. They're always just Roshian temples. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Let's pull yet another card, and we get a Justice. Another good card to get. So far, good pulls. Because that one will give an extra hit point to the max amount for each one. And each temple gives you a chance to find an item. We found Earth Mail. Nothing wrong with Earth Mail. Actually, it's really not that good of an armor, but we will get to that in due course. That advice will come in handy once we get into a map with multiple enemies and our ability to buy some healing items, or revive items even. It's something that doesn't matter right now because there's only the boss to fight. That's the question mark over at that big castle. You might say, what is Brysolf doing? Why is he going around? Why is he going to wander out into the ocean? Won't he sink to the bottom like a stone? Maybe in reality land, but here, no, we can just walk on the ocean. We're basically Jesus. And once we get Jesus going here, this is twofold, this step. First things first, we want to get up to the peninsula, past the castle. We don't want to come back. We could just take out the castle, but why would we want to? We're already here. Let's go take care of business. Business. Let's take care of business. Moving very carefully through the ocean because you don't want to sink. You got to walk carefully. Jesus never mentioned that in the Bible, I assure you. Now you'll notice that on the time meter, the sun has reached high noon on the clock, which means we get our tribute and there's our expenses. Our leader costs nothing, but his units do cost some money, so we gained ourselves 7,940 Goth. Goth being the money of the land. So we got a little bit extra money. Nothing wrong with that. And let's get a move on. Let's get a move on. Let's get a move on. And get over to that peninsula. Taking the sweet-ass time, because apparently walking through water is slow. Or maybe they built a canoe and they're paddling. I have no idea. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Here's what we wanted. Buried treasure. So we got 3 items on the first map. That's a pretty good pull. A flame cane. Maybe a flame staff. I'm not sure the exact name. I believe I will show in the next video how to look up the names of all these and their stats. But for now, let's just head off to the boss and have a conversation with Warren. I didn't mention this in the previous video. His last name is Moon. His name is Warren Moon. I'm not even kidding. His name is Warren Moon. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And now we get into our first fight. Oh my. So that best is our tactics presently. But first things first, I believe, yes, we're going to look at the tarot cards in hand. I'm not going to use any this time, but those can be used in battle. Tactics. Best is you'll attack. Well, we'll get into the tactics of what they specifically mean, but essentially for this one, you can use whatever you want. You can retreat from battle, and you can turn the animation on and off. But enough screwing around in the menu. We're just going to set it to leader, so everyone focuses on Warren, but any set would work for him. There's very minimal differences depending on what you set it to, and we will get to that in due course. For now, here is our Valkyrie who hit the bolt. Our fighters are now slicing away, mostly ineffectively, and all we got to do is beat this guy. And there's Ayanuki doing wicked damage and dealing some back to Europa, but that's perfectly okay, because it almost killed Warren, and the fighter lands the crushing blow. The victors are Europa and her crew, and with lands already in the fold, Warren will now join you as well, bringing with him a decent army. Oh my, and that army is going to have to be looked at, because it comes in horribly, horrifically awful form shape, and that'll be the next video. It's going to be all about fixing the army and making it look like something you'd want to march into the field. But now we get the end of the battle, which is, if you finish quick enough, you will get bonus money, extra Goth, to add to your coffers, and you get 4,500. Now, you'll make more by staying on a map, but you'll take a reputation hit, but a lot more on that to come. Anyway, guys, join me next time when we will make up an army, and it'll be ready to rock and roll for the first real map in Video 4.